Hey friends, this is Free Opinion giving you my free opinion, and today we're going to take a look at Mr. Chrissy Cuomo over here. Little Miss Cuomo is whinging and bitching that about the hand count that's happening in Georgia, okay? Now I'm making it sound like he's really sitting there whining like a little baby, which, I mean, in my eyes he is. You're a grown-ass man. Pull your fucking head in. Uh, like me, I bitch about things as well, okay? But I do it for free. He gets paid way too much for him to be out here whining about the president. Like, bro, it's not going to affect your income stream. Chill out. On top of that, bro, you're a fucking literal elite in our society. If you were to live off of the amount of money me and my girl and my daughter live off of a month, you wouldn't survive. So, let's go ahead and listen to him, okay? This is about voter fraud. Here's what bothers me about voter fraud is, sure, there's fraud. They always say, there's no evidence of widespread fraud. Of course there isn't. You want to know why? Because why would you do it so widespread and get called the fuck out on that when if you do it in just key areas, you could say, whatever. If it's happening there, why isn't it happening here? Why isn't it happening over there? You see, it's not, you would be stupid to try to rig the entire election in every single state. But if you get the ones that matter when it comes to the electoral votes, yeah, it won't look like it's widespread then. It'll just look like small areas. And we're going to talk about I believe it's the Dominion program, the software that they use, because everybody keeps saying that, oh man, you can't hack an election. I will be showing a Princeton professor literally hacking one of the election machines, which is not hard, okay, because it's not hard to get near them, because I've worked putting together voting machines as community service. All right, it's not hard to get near these machines without anybody around, especially if you're there putting them together. Now, let's go ahead and, listen to this fuckwit.
Governor, do you have any reason to believe that the count is off?
Well, we continue to work very.
Yes, you want to know why? Because there were allegations. I'm sorry, but when you put allegations against somebody of a crime, do the cops just sit there and be like, I don't feel like looking into it, fuck that? No, they're like, okay, let's figure out what the fuck's going on. You want to know why? Well, you want to know what that's called? Integrity. You are doing the right thing. Now, you, Chrissy Cuomo, have zero integrity. You sold your soul to CNN, and you are not allowed to think for yourself. You are a part of the liberal hive mind, and you always will, until you break out of it, grow a fucking pair, and let them nuts hang. When you start fucking actually being your own person and not parroting what the rest of your fucking elite buddies are saying, then I will show some respect for little Miss Chrissy Cuomo. I don't know, I just wanted to bitch about him one more second before I let this go any further.
Closely with our Attorney General, Chris Carr, with our Secretary of State's office, Brad Raffensperger. They have all the resources ready and available to investigate. Certainly, they're continuing to field some calls. There's some things out there. I think we've heard some early reports about potentially some deceased individuals and certainly some issues out there, and they continue to.
Now, I am telling you right now, this dude seems like he's in a broken marriage or something. He never, his smiles are all forced. He always has this face on of, am I going to die today yet? No? Fuck. I guess I'll live another day. Y'all fucking idiots wanting them to keep, oh, dude, why don't y'all just slide them back in the machine? The machine will count them. Fuck out of here, bro. I will show you why you don't do that. But first, we're going to finish flaming your ass in this video.
To investigate those. At this time, I've not seen any sort of systemic irregularities or any sort of systemic issues, but there's still time, and certainly this audit is out there to make sure that they don't exist.
And that's what they're afraid of. They are afraid of all the votes being counted because then they're going to find fuck-ups. And if they find fuck-ups, it'll be another reason to not trust CNN. Because CNN, nothing to see here, folks. Do what I say. They think that us regular people are like these elites. They're elite buddies. They sit in a room circle jerking each other with ideas, and then they're like, I guess everybody thinks like this. Because, you know, we think like this, and we're awesome people, so if anybody else is awesome, then they're going to have the same thoughts as us. No, bro. We don't live in the liberal hive mind that you live in.
Right. Because at the end of the day, look, this is a bipartisan goal here for all of us. We want this election to be fair and legal, and every legal vote to be counted. And certainly we all champion that process here in Georgia.
Right, but usually you're not waiting for proof of a problem. You're acting if there is proof of a problem, which you say you haven't seen any substantial or systemic issue here, and yet you're doing a full recount, which isn't even called for by law. It seems like...
Eat a dick with how close the election is. The president could just turn around and say, hey, I want a recount, and they'll do a recount. You are just afraid that if they do it the way that they're talking about doing it, that your guy will lose the election. Well, buddy, guess what? This is a presidential election, and we don't hand out any participation trophies.
You're going an extra mile to make somebody happy. Is that a wrong assertion?
Yeah, I think it is. The law actually calls for a risk audit, and they've all gotten in the room together.
But a risk audit...
Chris Cuomo forgets that not everybody is part of the hive mind that he's a part of, because he's like, well, wouldn't you say you're just doing this to, basically what he's saying is, aren't you just doing this to make Orange Man bad happy? No, not at all. This is what the law says, and we're going to fucking do it.
Isn't the entire count? Am I correct?
Well, actually, the risk audit is described to me would require, because of the statistical closeness of the race, would require several million. And so it would take so much time to pull out several million votes as opposed to just being able to go through the 6-day period of time and count the full 5 million. So I believe...
Ooh, you know that hurt. Look at him. He's looking down because he's like, fuck. I knew I had other questions. Cuomo, you lost this one. You are dealing with a man that is much smarter than you when it comes down to election. And the reason that he's smarter than you is because he's actually a politician that does this for a living. He doesn't just parrot what other people say.
I believe other folks much smarter than me have decided that that was the best way, most efficient way forward to take the risk audit.
So a risk-limiting audit winds up being the same thing as a full recount, even though in the state law it describes it as a partial process, just to kind of take the temperature of what's out there, you know, a sampling, as opposed...
Well, idiot, he just explained that, but apparently your brain is so fucking clouded with, oh my god, Orange Man might be president, that you weren't listening. Clean your fucking ears out. He said that because of the statistical closeness of this election, they would have to pull several million ballots to do an audit. It would take longer for them to do that than for them to just take all 5 million plus ballots and count them all. Fucking idiot.
To a full recount.
Well, I believe the secondary process is a candidate is allowed to ask for that recount because of the half. That's correct. So
you see, they keep wanting a machine recount, all right? I'm going to show you why you don't have a machine recount, okay? This is a Princeton professor who has hacked voting machines. Wait, let's bring it all the way back to when he first opens up the voting machine, which he did for, what was it? It was a lawsuit in New Jersey. He did it showed them how you can do it. Let's go ahead and watch him do this.
By simply swapping the machine's computer chip for his own.
And I'll just have to replace this one ROM chip with a fraudulent computer program.
He was able to change the votes the machine counted.
I figured out how to make a...
Ooh, doesn't that kind of sound like what happened in Michigan where, you know, a bunch of votes, not boats, fuck, that would be in Florida. Fucking Florida's the one that they're doing the boat shit in. A bunch of votes from Donald Trump to Biden. Wasn't it just in Michigan that happened? Here's the funny thing. He is literally saying, this is what my computer program will do. Okay, so if your computer program is doing that, and it happened in Michigan, wouldn't you say that it's a possibility somebody got their hands on the machine for 7 fucking minutes to put the new chip in? This is why we don't want a machine fucking recount. We want a hand recount. Because a hand recount, I believe, would be a little more fucking worth it. It would be worth going through and counting each fucking ballot by hand to make sure that everybody's worries about this election is put to rest. But for some reason, these Democrat elites don't want hand recounts done at all. Why? Because something like this is probably going on. Seeing how easy it is to just flip out one fucking chip. Let's listen to what else he says.
A slightly different computer program that just before the close of the polls, it shifts some votes around from one candidate to another. And I wrote that computer program onto a memory chip like this. And now to hack a voting machine, you have to get 7 minutes alone with it with a screwdriver.
That's it. 7 minutes alone with it with a screwdriver. That is why we do not want a machine recount. We want a hand recount. So, Chris Cuomo, shut up, sit there and look pretty. That's what you get paid for. Even though fucking lately you've been thinking that, like, your ideas are facts. Does anybody remember when he pushed the Russian conspiracy? Does everybody just forget? I swear to God, they just memory hole everything that this asshole has said and take what he says at face value. Fucking Donald Trump is a white supremacist. Here, listen to this couple second clip, but we're going to cut it off before he finishes his sentence. Bro, sit down.
So, look, we've got a lot of opportunities here to earn the confidence of Georgians, and certainly we're going to be proud of our effort as we put.
It's not only going to earn the confidence of your own citizens in that state, it will earn the confidence of other people as well, because we're going to say, you know what, Georgia, even if Biden wins, like I've said a million times, if Biden, after all of this shit is done, ends up president, which is a fucking long shot at this point, I will call him my president. But until we get all of these motherfuckers to sit down and do their jobs, which is count these votes, which they are doing, and I respect them for it, we should not be sitting here acting like Joe Biden is the president-elect. And I want everybody to remember this, and I'll say it at the end of the video too, just so when you're leaving this video, it's fresh in your mind. Donald Trump is still your president.
Put forward.
If Biden had said, I think I won by more, I want you to recount all the votes, would you have done it?
Yeah, look, I think that he has that legal right. Chris, look, just because the guy I voted for isn't ahead right now doesn't mean my job description changes, right? And so
Chris Cuomo's an idiot, okay? He acts like because he has biases and his biases shape who he is, that everybody else is the same way and that everybody else would risk their job and the respect from other people around them just because of their biases. This man is doing what his job entitles him to do. They wanted a recount. Both ways they would have had to do it because they were auditing votes. And it's not like this is the only fucking time that we're going to sit here and hear of this happening. This is not going to be the only time where when they do the audit, they're going to find fraudulent ballots. Ooh, Chris, we coming for you. We're coming for all of you liberals that sat there and whined for 4 years. We're going to have another 4 years of those sweet, sweet, sweet liberal tears.
My job is to go to work every day and follow the letter of the law. And certainly that's what I'm going to take seriously. And I know that our Secretary of State, Attorney General, and our election offices are doing exactly that. It is absolutely imperative for us to earn the confidence of our Georgian voters and also the candidates. Anybody who's put their name on the ballot deserves the right to have every legal vote counted. And that's the process we're right in.
That is the key word of all of that. Every legal vote counted. That's another thing that Chris Cuomo and them don't want to fucking ever say. But why is it that it's just your side, Chris? Why is it just your side not wanting to go back through the votes and make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be? Why is it only your side? If you guys were to go over to a deep red state right now and say, hey, it was close enough, we want to recount, you think they're going to be like, no, 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 no. No, they wouldn't. Your side's the only one doing that. Your side is the only one afraid of anybody going through those ballots by hand. Why is that?
In the middle of doing right now.
How do you feel about what's happening? Do you believe that Joe Biden is the president-elect?
Fuck no.
Look, I think those terms are left with the media. My job is to count the votes and to make sure we certify a fair legal election here in Georgia.
He basically said, fuck no, bro. Not until the facts come out.
Term that we use. It is a term of art within our constitutional democracy. You know that, right? That president-elect matters.
Look, I'll let you take that term. At this point, I'm going to focus on the election. But Chris, I will say this.
So you don't use the term president-elect? I feel like you're ducking the question. I don't know why.
No, so if you let me answer, Chris.
Go ahead.
They don't use that term until after the certification, you fucking fuckwit.
I'll tell you this. When we see our certification here in Georgia and when we watch the other states certify, I'll be proud to call whoever is out there president-elect because that's what America has voted for. And certainly we still have a process to work forward.
Did you wait in 2016 when Trump won, or did you call him president-elect before the certification?
You want to know something, buddy? You want to know why we called him president-elect right away? I'll tell you exactly why. Because we knew it would make you melt. We knew that it would break your soul to have to call him your president. I was calling him president-elect before the polls even closed. But I also told everybody that I knew, he is not president until the certification is done. Y'all need to understand that. You guys don't say who the president is.
I can't remember back that far. That's 2016.
Really? You're a young man. You should be able to remember that far.
I think
a lot has changed since 2016.
I didn't get elected until
I'll give you
2018.
that. But I'll give you that much. A lot has changed.
Guess what, buddy? Chris Cuomo, Donald Trump is still your president. And let's hope for another 4 years so I can watch you cry some more. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you knew that you could hack a voting machine by switching out one chip and just having the knowledge of writing programming. Since the left thinks programming is so easy, everybody should be able to do it. Since they think coal miners could learn how to fucking code instead of doing what they're good at, which is making sure we have energy. But hey, you guys, when you're out and about, some of y'all are probably just getting out of work right now, be nice to someone, because you never know. It might just save your life.